you, Phil, and thanks everyone for being here. I'm very happy to have you all with us this evening. Just a few words as we begin the session. Know that any suggestion we make today is just a suggestion. If you have a meditation practice that you would prefer to engage in, such as body scan, mindful breath, just know that through the process, you're welcome to engage in your practice as we go through the evening. We will be exploring springing into a season of growth, looking at what spring means to you. So we will just jump right in and just know that, again, as everything is optional, everything is voluntary, and we just invite you to come with an open mind and open heart. And we hope you enjoy the evening.
Let's forget the world for a while and fall back and back into the hush and holy of now. Are you listening? This breath invites you to write the first words of your new story. And your new story begins with this: you matter. You are needed. Empty and naked, willing to say yes and yes and yes. Do you see how the sun shines whether you have faith or not? And the sparrows continue to sing their song, even when you forget to sing yours. Stop asking, am I good enough? Stop asking. Am I good enough? Ask only, am I showing up with love? Life is not a straight line. It is a downpour of gifts. It is a downpour of gifts. Please hold out your hands. Please hold out. And the invitation in this moment is just to imagine, as we connect to the theme of tonight, of spring and growth, and just the invitation to just imagine what you've already been seeing and witnessed to in the world around you, in the natural world of, I see little owl fledglings, I see the purple crocus, I see the purple liverwort that just sprouted in my garden this week. The warmer winds. So whatever it is that you just, in this last while, imagine, just taking that in in this moment. And just bringing that right into your own heart and of gratitude for all that we are witnessing in this spring time. Hello, come, have a seat.
Are those seats still okay?
I'm so sorry. Julia Fehrenbacher was the poet. Hold out your hands. And this next experiential, and we have a few tonight, is just more of coming into presence. And how we will invite you to do that this morning is we're going to create body outlines or a little mind map. And so that's why you have there's some paper, there are some pastels or pencil crayons, and I'll just share a little bit about that. We will do a body scan, but I really invite you to do it in a way that you already maybe know. You have your own practice of just checking in, and it is simply that, just a checking into your body of what's really alive in you right now. And as we do that, and And each of you, yes, come sit, those, anything open, please.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Right.
Oh, someone's here.
No,
Just the crayons.
just the bridge. And, great, and there's some more paper there. Oh, you've got paper, everyone, does everyone have some paper? Like just blank paper that's on your chair? Okay, great. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm just going to show you, so I did my own body map and my mind map this morning in preparation, so I thought, oh, what better way than to just really, this is, and it's just an example, not that you have to do it this way, but just to kind of get it like, what's she asking? And also, you don't have to do this either, so as Heather mentioned, it's just so optional. Okay, so, well, all I did is just created a body outline, and as I was scanning in, so is anyone familiar with internal family systems work? Just maybe show a little. Yeah, so just, so you might, those of you, I'm not going into it about what it is exactly, but if you happen to have some knowing and some understanding of your parts, you might want to map sort of where your parts are living, what they are, how they're experienced through thoughts, feelings, or sensations. And if not, we just leave that, and you might just track thoughts, feelings, sensations. And so what I've done here, I've kind of done them both. I did some parts on the left-hand side with my manager who's living in my head, pleaser parts that I can really feel more here. I can feel my perfectionist part was like, oh, you know, we gotta do it just right, and so on, mixed with some excitement as well. And then on the left, these are more of feelings and sensations. So, oh yes, noticing some pain or some just sensation words like tight or achy, tense, flowing, expanding, warmth in my heart center. And oh, some pulsing, throbbing in the head. So just as you just check in, to dip in and find what's living in you. If you prefer, I just thought we'd give two options, and here is more of just a mind map. So if you just more want to do the words, I started with heart center, so just beginning here where that compassion lives in me, and then I just identified again some parts, IFS work in terms of parts, manager, and what I was hearing the manager saying in my mind, and what the pleaser was saying, and I just, those were the ones that were most living in me in that moment. And then again on the left, just sensations and feelings. And so this is just one option of tracking. And so, we will just take a moment and come back to your seat. And however you want to start, I won't be doing a guided body scan, but I will just say a few things that will guide us in terms of just really connecting perhaps with hand to heart, if that feels for you a place to start, and just noticing you and your most grounded self. And I will give an option of, will be a few minutes just in silence as you're checking in. And some people like to simultaneously do the bodies, the drawing while they're checking in, going back and forth. And some would like to just do the scan and then do the mind map or body outline. So whatever feels, or not at all. So you might just stay in and starting wherever feels true for you, from top down or bottom up, and just take some space, just noticing. For those of you who want to draw or mind map, you're welcome to do that. And if you'd rather just stay inside and continue to connect and notice. And for those just joining, you have paper, we're just doing a body scan and mapping it out. And creating a body outline or mind map and sharing the drawing utensils that are scattered around. I'll take a few more minutes. And another minute to just find a place to close this part now. And just in closing, again, if it feels, whatever feels right, the hand to heart if you like, and just offering some gratitude for whatever came, whatever you noticed, thoughts and feelings, and the parts that maybe that showed up. Just acknowledging that with some gratitude and extending, if it feels true, to just extend some care to whatever was revealed or shared with you by your inner world.
And now, without moving too far and still keeping that inwardly focused, just take a minute and place the papers down on the floor under the chair so that you can sit in a meditation posture. Guide you through this meditation that will lead into a visualization meditation. So to begin, sitting with your feet solidly on the earth, an upright spine. Just lengthening your breath. And just knowing that your eyes can be closed down and relaxed. And if for any reason it feels better to keep your eyes open, and that's completely fine too. Connecting to your breath and feeling the surface underneath you. Feeling your breath as it comes in and as it comes out. Noticing how your breath is almost like a bridge between your outer world and your inner world, drawing you more and more deeply into your inner world with every breath that you take. Sense, feel, or imagine that there's relaxation all around you. On your next breath, draw this relaxation into your head and your face. Let all the muscles in and around your eyes and your jaw release any tension that it might be carrying. Notice your neck and your throat. Feel the relaxation flowing down into your shoulders, arms, and hands. As the relaxation flows down into your fingertips, you may notice a little tingling or you may not. Allow this feeling of relaxation to flow into your chest, torso, and belly. Just notice how the organs of digestion, respiration, reproduction, and elimination are bathed in this feeling of relaxation. Just feeling that the same relaxation flows down into your hips, knees, ankles, and feet. You may feel your toes tingle a little bit as the relaxation reaches all the way down, or you may not. Now, on your next breath, sense, feel, or imagine that this relaxation has created a star or a sun, a ball of warm light at the base of your skull. Sense, feel, or imagine that it's radiating through your mind, harmonizing your brain waves, relaxing your mind. As the mind relaxes, the body relaxes. And as the body relaxes, the mind relaxes even more. Allowing yourself to rest in this connection. You sense the connection between the mind and the body as the relaxation flows down your spine, vertebra by vertebra. All the way down the back of your body to your feet. You may feel so filled with this relaxation that's coming out of your pores, surrounding you in a cocoon or cloud of soothing, gentle energy. And as you find yourself supported in this way, sense, feel, or imagine that there's a staircase here before you. Staircase will lead down to a place of relaxation, peace, and ease. A place to connect the energy of spring. And allow yourself, as I count from 10 to 1, to travel along the staircase, knowing that when I reach the number 1, you'll be in a place where you can connect to the energy and the spirit of spring. Just knowing that you can pay attention with all of your senses. Knowing at 10 you can feel your feet on the stair. Like notice what it's made of. It might be wood, stone, or some other material. Paying attention with all your senses, even if a visualization, an image doesn't come. Just have the sense of going downward. And 9, feeling your hand on something like a guardrail. knowing you have complete control over this process. 8, knowing that if anything should become uncomfortable for any reason, all you need to do is open your eyes and you'll see us sitting here in front of you, holding space, sending you healing energy. And 7, knowing you can go quite deeply, is in this place of deep peace and relaxation. You have the support of the earth, of the sky, all those that came before you, your ancestors, guides, positive healing energy. And going down, 7, 6, letting all your inner senses open widely. 5, allowing your inner sense of taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing, and your 6th sense to open widely. 4, bringing all your inner senses and focusing them on a place, perhaps in nature, when you felt comfortable and at peace. 3, knowing your conscious mind can take a well-deserved rest, focusing on this place, perhaps in nature, or you felt comfortable and at peace. Knowing you can trust the impressions you're receiving too, as you focus on this place, perhaps in nature where you felt comfortable and at peace. 1, as you get out to the end of the staircase, stepping out into this place, just taking a deep breath, noticing the particular odor or scent, and allowing that to bring you into even deeper contact with this place. Noticing the particular quality of the light of this place. Listening for any sounds. Noticing if there's a wind on your cheek or if the air is still. You may notice for the first time in a long time how much this place is a part of you and how much you are a part of this place. Resting in this connection, feeling or sensing the energy and spirit of spring. As you find yourself in this place, paying attention with all of your senses, knowing that images, messages can come in a variety of ways. Resting in this connection, feeling the energy and spirit the earth, nature, light, connecting into this feeling of positive, healing energy, and perhaps connecting in with the energy and spirit of spring. Perhaps there's an aspect of this place that stands out or calls to you. Perhaps there's a brook or a lake, any other aspect of nature. But through your power of your mind, you can find yourself and sit beside and connect into the healing power of of Gaia, of Mother Nature, or of spring, and just resting in that connection. And if it's available for you, possibly imagining that there's a tree here, a beautiful tree in front of you. If that's available or becomes present, then just notice that. Just notice how the tree's energy sparkles and extends the energy of all the beautiful gems that make up the universe, the energy of red, gems like rubies, glistening, sapphires, emerald. Seeing this tree, the multiple jewels, feeling that energy, rubies, diamonds, emerald, sapphire, all being directed towards you, sending you this healing energy of spring. And as you experience and explore in your mind this place, however that might be showing up for you, paying attention with all your senses, you may feel or sense warmth, or you may have a visual image, or you may have a memory. Whatever is available for you is perfect, not needing anything to be other than as it is. Just asking this question inwardly. What is the energy of this place or the energy of spring here to show me? What is the energy of this place or the energy of spring here to reveal to me? Just noticing what arises, not forcing anything. As you deepen your breath now, know that you can return to this place in your mind anytime you wish. In this moment, begin to start to feel the surface underneath you once more. As you feel the surface underneath you, feel any physical sensation in your body as you encounter that energy of this presence. And know, should you feel the same feeling in your body, that this energy of presence is with you, supporting you. And one now, feeling the connection to this place very deeply. Two, finding yourself returning along the same path you took to come to this place. Moving up to the stairs now, and with each step, 3, move closer to the surface. 4, with each step, your connection with your deeper self, with nature. The energy of spring becomes deeper, stronger, and wider. 5, finding yourself drawing closer to the surface. 6, feeling the surface under you. 7, you may want to stretch a little bit. 8, coming closer to the surface. 9, taking all the time you need. Find yourself coming back into the room. And 10, when you're ready, you can open your eyes, knowing you'll be able to remember everything. Coming back into the room. And you can take a few minutes now to write down any words, or if it feels like you'd like to draw an image, Carmen has the crayon, she's passed along. You can use your second piece of paper or the back of the handout. And if anyone didn't get a piece of paper, let me know. I have a few pieces here. Okay. Just a few minutes here, writing or drawing, or just take a minute to do whatever feels right for you. Okay, so just bringing that to a close. So now we invite you for the next, let's say about 12 minutes, so roughly 5 minutes each. We'll ask you to partner with the person sitting beside you, or if you came with somebody, or to share either what came up in the guided visualization or the mind map where we started. And you could share as much or as little as you like, or you could choose to pass. And if you choose not to be with a partner, that's also fine. You can be outside, you can have a little mindful walk. So if you're going in partners of 2, then we ask for you to share 5 minutes each. But we invite you to go outside and to enjoy nature, and we'll ring the bell in about 12 minutes. So you have about 5 minutes each. So you can connect with a partner. If you came on your own, then we will help connect you with someone.
Yeah, if you don't have a partner, just put your hand up.
Diagram. I think the mind map. Oh, the body. Would you
I know. So, nice to see you. Okay. Suzanne, do you want a partner? Sure. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna set the timer, 10 minutes.
Everybody's moving out.
Enjoy the nature. Okay. Do you want to bring your?
Can we prop the door, is that okay?
Okay, welcome back. So nice out there, wasn't it? So we just wondered, just a few, for people to share a few words as you wish. Anything that stands out from your experience or question or anything that you wanted to share?
What's going on there?
Thank you. Don't move. Okay, stay still. No, I'm a ghost.
I don't know what's happened.
There we go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we have time for probably a few people to just share anything that stood out for you, that maybe a moment that you were surprised by, or something that you'd just like to acknowledge. Not that you have to either, just invitation. Was there a particular piece that stood out for you?
Nice to hear the way they share different styles of meditation. For me, it was like how I first started meditating, everybody was telling about my meditation journey, and so I was reflecting on it, and I haven't really reflected so much on my meditation journey in a while. So it's always really beautiful. The things are different, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Welcome, and I think that's really is the invitation of tasting into spring, is being in it after having had a little journey inwards. So yes, thank you.
I have a question. Carmen, about the internal family systems that people say.
Yes, and we could do that. I think we're going to have a Q&A, or would it be okay to do that now? Or?
You can do it now.
Okay, yes. So a little bit about IFS, Internal Family Systems. It is the work of Dr. Richard Schwartz, And the premise, and Michael McKernan, I think, did a talk here, so maybe last fall. So actually, you might watch that. I think it's on the website, if I'm remembering correctly. So that he goes into it some more. But the idea is that we, as humans, have many parts to us. We are not just one mind and one way, and in fact, we are always speaking in parts. Like a part of me is like, oh, I really want to be in here and listening, but another part of me is like, I just want to be outside. And so there's always, and not just two, there can be many different aspects of ourselves that we're hearing and feeling and sensing. And so I really love the permission of that to explore what I'm experiencing inside. And in the model of IFS, there are different sort of categories, if you will, of parts. Like we have our protector parts, which are managers that kind of like to get shit done and like are really kind of like on top of things, and we can also have protectors that are more reactive and kind of do the job of taking us out of our consciousness or maybe distress by doing different behaviors like numbing through, scrolling, food, whatever, any behavior could be a protector behavior. And also that we have exiles, and exiles are those parts, and often young parts, that have been pushed away because they hold the suffering of our young life, perhaps, or different times in our life. And I'll just close with just saying that there's also in us something that isn't a part. And in IFS language, it is self and self-energy. And it has many names, many traditions call it different things, the seat of consciousness, the heart center, whatever that is. But that in us that is able to actually hold and be in relationship with our parts. And to me, that is the healing medicine of working through, well, as a therapist, with working through trauma or whatever it is that we are working on, is to develop that relationship between self and parts. So it's a little blurb about IFS. You're welcome.
Spring. Daylight after dinner. Sunshine. Intense sunshine. And liquid water. And I stayed there. Spring is, nature's making more noise, liquid water, and intense sunshine.
That's lovely, thank you.
Any other thoughts, shares, insights?
I thought it was really interesting to experience how other people interpret words, like spring, like how that manifests in our life, and like what emotions they attach to those words.
Yes. So personal, so individual, yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting how like the nervous system is like fighting against the prompts that you're like offering. And so instead of slipping into rest, my brain is like, there is a part of embracing the duality, but also I'm like confused, I don't know which one to pick. So you're like, pick an environment, and I'm like, with my mind, I'm like, well, there's so many I could choose from. Instead of just picking one and then going to the next one. And I think there's just like choice overload and different limiting factors that can get in the way of like acknowledging a thought and just letting it go, or like picking one and then carrying on versus getting overwhelmed in like one.
Yes. Good noticing, right? Yeah.
because there were a number of invitations given in this.
And when we were talking about it after, like there's a time and place to acknowledge those like points of friction. So like when you're meditating, like after I tried to write it out, I have like 3-4 different like scribble points of like friction where like thoughts came up and I was like something to address, either to just put on the back burner and just carry on or just acknowledge it and keep going. So it's like in meditation you want to just see it but carry on. But then when you come out of meditation you want to acknowledge those and find a space to take them apart. But it's like trying to figure out time and place and not creating a lifestyle of just having it sit, you know? Because in meditation you want to just let it go, but then back in the real world you want to acknowledge it, so.
And really from an IFS lens, it's really acknowledging the potential parts that are within and having that experience and getting curious perhaps about that.
But the curiosity has to wait till after, no? Because then you're taking away from the experience. That's a question, sorry.
Yeah, well, I can answer because I haven't said too much about the depth hypnosis aspect of internal family with the pairing of internal family systems. So what we sometimes do in the depth hypnosis really is a combination of aspects. The teacher who taught me depth hypnosis and who developed it, her name is Dr. Isa Gucciardi, and she, her organization is called the Foundation of the Sacred Stream in Berkeley, California. And so what she sometimes will do with us, when we're doing a meditation, we might be doing something similar to what I was guiding you through, and we do a meditation or journey in, we might say 3 parts. So we go in and we have an experience, and then I might ask a question such as, like, what's arising as you think about spring, and you'll see what comes in the meditation or the journey, and you might come out and take a few notes. And then you might go in, starting with where you started in the meditation, going back through to where you met. And then I might ask her another question, you know, as you go deeper into that experience, what becomes aware, what arises for you, or what do you notice? And there might be another inquiry or another layer or another deepening, and that might be an insight that you come out and you make a note and then you go back in. So it's different stages of kind of like the hypnotic trance or meditation where you come out and deepen and learn from your experience. So that's just one way to maybe work with what you noticed arising in your experience.
Super cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that and that example. Yeah. So the depth hypnosis really is a combination of shamanic journey, hypnotherapy, aspects of Buddhism, and energy medicine. So when I'm practicing a meditation, which really what I guide you today was slight hypnosis, slight meditation, you know, combination sort of process today, just as a sampling for you. But the goal really of this process is to help each of us to connect into the wise part within, the wisdom within, which can actually help facilitate our healing when we're in the health space of a practitioner. So that's how Carmen and I are working together with individuals and groups, is to use some of the IFS to look at the patterns and the what's arising, the trigger we might call it, to learn about those different parts through the protectors or exiles, and then use the hypnosis process to learn more about the wisdom we have within to work with that, and then using the art like we did today. So that's really what we've been doing, and if you're curious and you'd like to do deeper work with this, that's what we're doing in small group and in some of our retreats and whatnot.
So there seems to be a similarity in the two approaches, in the sense that IFS has the self, that is that wise guiding force, and the depth hypnosis also has that sort of wiser. Is there a real connection, or are they similar forces that guide us, or not?
I would say yes, and that they are also altered states, and they both bring that to the healing. And so IFS, as when we go in, because we're not just talking about, if we're just talking about our parts, or talking about the wise one, or that isn't the work. So the work, it really is that going within. And when we go within, that is, it's a journey. It's a journey. And the internal world is powerful, whether it is with, in my experience, with the IFS, whether it is in shamanic practices or in the depth hypnosis. It is, so they bring, and they just, to me, they are so connected and together are quite powerful. So, yes.
Is it kind of going like deeper into like the subconscious? Because I think that's one of the things I've been reading about recently, like the conscious mind versus the subconscious, and how like that's where like if we're talking about it in terms of healing, like that's where it really like that's how deep we need to go into it to really start that process and to uncover a lot of like some of these things that we were talking about. So yeah, like is that something you guys?
Yeah, that is the work, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just like a little dip into it today, since,
Yeah.
you know, we don't know people what we don't know experience,
Yeah.
right? To do it really deep is just, this is kind of a little tiptoe in, but that is the real deep healing work, because most of our personal trauma really comes from the age of, 0 up to, let's say, even 7 or 8 years old, like quite a young age is when trauma gets imprinted, and so that is the work is to work on a deeper level, but noticing the current life trigger, and then we follow it to heal the original trauma.
So how long does it typically take to get to that level and, let's say, resolve an issue? From your experience, I'm sure you've seen the depth and length of issues, so what is generally the scenario?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Recording?
So let me make sure I have this question correctly. What's the trajectory or timeline of healing for an issue that might be presented?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well done.
Do you-
Oh, you know what, it is so unique to the individual. So whoever is coming in, it's like, what have they already done on their journey? Because every piece that we have done of healing, I believe we bring forward to now. And so some might, if as an older human as well, if I haven't done any work, that might look really different, and it might take more time. But it's also what is it that the person is really wanting from the process. And so it can be, one or a few sessions, or it can be a journey over time. So, yes, yeah, it's a hard one.
The absolute minimum amount of time in your experience to resolve an issue.
Well, if I had my magic wand here,
It won't be less than 10 sessions, Gary. Definitely, or it could be 60, or Gary, it might be 2. What is the minimum number of? Yeah, and I'm gonna write it down.
Are we gonna see you later at our practice in the office? Yeah, I think that's there really is a big range. And Carmen and I did a workshop, an online workshop last week for a couple of people, and I didn't tell you this yet, but I got an email from one of the participants saying, I still have the peaceful feeling from last week, right? So I'm like, well, she's like, how'd you do that? Right, but she's done work on her journey. She's done some work on her journey, right? To have an experience of peace that lasts, a week later, that's not always the case. I'd love to say it is, but it's not always the case.
So what's the best advice that you can give all these people here that allows them to leave here tonight with a technique or practice that they can start to use to help them settle?
that is beautiful, thank
This is
you.
the
Phil.
segue.
Oh, really?
This is the segue to the next activity.
It
Almost
wasn't
like you knew
It
that.
wasn't planned.
So I'm just
Should I
gonna go
pause
around,
this?
and just take whatever, there are hearts, there's little figures in here. And so take one and pass it along. And so we're going to actually invite you to think of something that you received in whatever part of this evening. If maybe there is an image that you want to take away with you. And so this is like a tangible resource. So it might be an image, it might be a word, or a sensation, or something that you feel like, I want to remember this. And something that when you bring it up, that it brings up good sensations within the body. And so just invite you to think of that. And so they're little wooden images, and we have some markers. So we're going to pass out the markers. And so you might take a couple of colors that you want, sure, thank you, and share those as well, and draw, color in, write the word, or draw the image, and what you're taking with you tonight. So it might be something you received in the, something to do with spring, perhaps, something you want to be reminded of. Anything else you would add to that?
Just pass it down.
Thank you so much. She took some of those out and passed them to the back row.
Some of the markers?
You know, the bowl. But it's okay.
Okay. I held the bowl to this, and so I don't know how well it came out, but yes. And you might
Just a little bowl, a little hard to. If anyone wants a string, I'll come around if you have a heart that has a hole in it, a hole in your heart. Yes. Is that okay?
I'm just gonna close that. So we're just gonna come to a close tonight. The truth is, if we slowed down enough, and if we got close enough, we couldn't handle the beauty. On this summer's evening, everywhere my eyes fall, another miracle stares back at me. Giant oaks spread out like gods, big-eared bunnies munching under open sky, and blackberries ripe on the vine invite me to taste their almost sweet insides. And as I round the corner, I lock eyes with 3 deer, each of us still and staring. And with our eyes we say, I love you. Winged ones I cannot see sing their end of the day lullaby. Each step lifts me higher. Each step lifts me higher. Breathing more deeply than I have in a long time, I see the whole wide, sweeping, tree-filled valley, and then I weep, for truly I cannot handle the beauty, even at this distance. And then, and I would not make this up, a whole family of wild turkeys crossed the trail in front of me. All this my heart gets to see, to feel, to memorize. And with light now fading, I begin my long, slow walk home, slow enough to notice golden grass bent in prayer, slow enough to bend too, praying that I may never stop seeing, praying that I may walk slow enough to fall in love again and again and again, even if it makes me weep, even if it feels too much to handle, praying that each step draws me close and closer still. Julia Fehrenbacher.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here tonight, for your presence, your open-heartedness,
Willingness.
willingness, adventureness. Thank you, Phil, for letting us go off script. I'm like, it's gonna be a bit different, Phil.
I'm okay. So I think this has been a delight. I think we've had a real opportunity to hear from 2 people who really see the joy of life. And I think that, for me, is probably the most resonant message I've come away with tonight. An absolute delight in whatever exists. So I think we should just give a nice... There's a sheet at the front there, so if any of you want to sign up for some information as it relates to Heather and Carmen's offerings. They're also offering a retreat in Costa Rica in March.
Next year.
Next, well, yeah, it's past this
Well,
year.
I mean, so that's, it just passed.